This article is being read by an automated voice. Chapter 2.2. The EU F-gas regulation becomes law. On March 11, 2024, the EU's revised F-gas regulation became law, and with it the clock began ticking on the use of F-gases in the bloc, with a complete ban set for 2050. The ban, currently the only one of its type in the world, was overwhelmingly supported during voting in the European Parliament and the Council of the EU. In addition, the regulation also established a link between F-gases and PFAS. It stated that some fluorinated greenhouse gases subject to this regulation are per- and polyfluorinated substances, or are proven to or suspected to degrade into PFAS. The revised F-gas regulation places new limits on the GWP of refrigerants used in stationary refrigeration equipment and chillers. These limits only apply to new units and impact the following equipment types: stationary refrigeration. Any new self-contained refrigeration equipment, with the exception of chillers and equipment required to meet safety requirements at the site of operation, using refrigerant with a GWP of 150 or more will be banned starting in 2025. This includes self-contained refrigerators and freezers for commercial use. Other commercial refrigeration equipment, except certain chillers, using F-gases with a GWP of 150 or more will be banned starting in 2030. Stationary chillers. New chillers with a rated capacity up to and including 12 kilowatts or 3.4 tons of refrigeration, using F-gases with a GWP of 150 or more will be banned starting in 2027, with the use of fluorinated refrigerants in all chillers with a rated capacity up to and including 12 kilowatts banned completely starting in 2032. Chillers with a capacity above 12 kilowatts will be required to use refrigerants with a GWP of no more than 750, starting in 2037-2027. Exceptions are made for chillers required to meet safety requirements at the site of operation. In addition to establishing natural refrigerant-based equipment as the only future-proof option for refrigeration in Europe, the revised regulation also establishes new labeling requirements for fluorinated refrigerants and for exempted equipment. Starting in 2025, refrigerant containers must have visible and legible labels that last the product's lifetime and contain, among other information, the refrigerant's weight and CO2e emissions expressed in GWP times weight. Furthermore, equipment sold using banned F-gases will be required, from the date the ban enters force, to display the following label: prohibited to be operated unless required by safety requirements that have to be applied at the site of operation. The revised EU F-gas regulation also requires member states to establish minimum requirements for certification programs for technicians working with natural refrigerants and F-gases. The European Commission released a proposed regulation in May of 2024 that would require a certificate to conduct leak checks, install equipment, and to repair, service, and decommission equipment using fluorinated or natural refrigerants, with the finalized regulation released later that year in September.